good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. Good
Hey.
morning. Good afternoon.
And then we will have our lesson today, and it's the writing 10, talking about the speech. Today we will conduct the second part, and we will teach students how to write a speech. And here is the outline of today. And for the first part of our lessons, we will do some revision of the 6 language features of a personal speech. And actually, I collected some of your homework, and some of you did very well, but
Good.
some of you not so good.
All right.
So we will spend some time on this part. And then for the second part, we will go to the question that you're going to write and submit to me next week. And it is the question. And we will do the reading and analyzing the question first. And next one, try to help you using the mind map to finish your writing. And we show you some parts of the model writing. And also, Ms. Dawson will going to give you a demonstration on how to deliver a speech, and he will read out the speech to you. And of course, the last one, you have to do your homework. I will talk about your homework a little bit, okay, before we end our sessions today.
Right.
All right, now, so let's go to the first part of our lessons. Okay, language features of a personal speech. We say that there are 6 features, okay? And the first one is the first person to talk about feelings and reflection. And some of you, I can see from your work, some of you cannot understand what is the meaning of the first person, okay? So what is first person? And here is the question you have to answer. Ms.
The
Dawson.
first person is me. I am
yeah.
the first person, right? So when you deliver a speech, you have to think of all the words that say I.
And also,
I am,
you may say that we.
We, that's
yes,
right.
we say this is the first person.
Or us.
Yeah.
But
And so from this paragraph, and can you find out, okay, you have to underline the first person in pink.
all right, so
So-
use pink. Look at this.
Which one?
What can we underline? So, well, the very first word, I.
Oh, sorry.
Technical difficulties.
Let's back to,
HDMI 1嚟改嗎？
sorry.
2啊，係嘛？
Yes. Here. Oh, we haven't got the pink now.
That looks like pink.
Okay, let's use this one.
Light red, pink.
Okay, so which should be the first person? I.
I'm not too good with that, but I. And then you just go through and find
I.
I've.
What else?
Go through.
Mhm.
She is tireless advocate. I am. There we go.
Yeah, I'm so
Right.
proud of you.
There
Okay.
we go.
And is it correct? Let's have a look on the next page. Oops. Sorry.
I can't help because it's all not in English.
Yes.
Darn it all.
Okay, here's the answer, should be. Okay, I think we
Oh,
all...
I think we missed we.
Yes.
We missed we.
We
See?
got 4.
we didn't
okay,
look too
I think we
carefully.
can
All
all
agree.
agree that what? So we call this as first person. Okay, I and we. And next one, now this is the first language part. Okay, language features of a personal speech. And the next one, much easier.
Yeah, we, you.
You just underline we, you. Okay, why do we use we, you? Because we try to involve and engage the audience.
Yeah, we want the audience to feel like they're part of the speech. So, if you look back at older politicians in the States, one of the more famous ones was John McCain.
Mhm.
And he was up against Barack Obama.
Mhm.
And he would always say, brothers and sisters.
Okay.
All right, and Bernie Sanders, it's something he usually says too, hey, my brothers and sisters, we should do this. Instead of I am the politician and you should listen to me,
yeah.
we all should do something, right? So you feel more like he cares about you.
And like
Right. And I think
one
he
of the
does, actually.
family members.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you're a family member, so then you're closer to the politician.
Okay, and this one is much easier. We just underline
We.
we
And you.
You, okay.
So we is here.
Yes, let me try
Oh,
this one more
change.
time.
Change to blue.
Ah, I hate it. How come? It's DM1. Okay. The pen, where's the pen? Here. Hopefully, viewers. No.
Well, we'll
No.
skip underlining it because the next page, we have all the answers.
Yes.
It's pretty straightforward. We can just look at the we. Alright,
And
so
here is, we can find
we
What-
and you today is impressive, but I think the most impressive thing about Haley is that she actively encouraged young girls.
You only got to find two?
She's a tireless advocate. I am. Oh, that was the
No,
previous page.
we
previous
and you.
page, yes.
Okay, we and
Yes.
you. So let's have a look on the answer, see whether we got the correct ones.
Right.
Oh, sorry, there is one more paragraph. Thank you. You. Okay,
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
And so there should be three. Okay, let's see whether we got the correct answer.
Also,
I think
there was one word there, let's, in the previous page, let's. Let's means let us. So
Okay.
technically we could underline let's as well. So,
Okay.
okay.
So there are three. Okay. So this is the second language features, okay, of a personal speech. And then the third one, okay, polite language and expression, okay, and here is the question. Thank you again for being here today. Please welcome Heidi to the stage. Let's give her a big round of applause. So,
Right. That's the whole thing. Polite
And-
language and expression.
so which one? I think it's quite easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please.
Please, yes.
Please welcome. All right.
We
Give
say this is the more
polite language.
Yes. Thank you and please.
All
Easy
right.
one?
Easy.
Yeah. And
Yellow might not show up too good on your camera, but,
yeah.
but don't worry.
And then the next one. Okay, vivid and detailed description. How can we pronounce this one, Miss Austin?
Ah, that's figurative.
Figurative. What does it mean in?
Figurative language is not realistic language. So figurative is like a description. I can't think of an example.
Can we say we try to use some metaphor or some?
Yeah, it's a metaphor, simile.
Yeah.
You know, the sky is as blue as something.
Okay, the sky is blue. And
The flower
something.
is as bright as the sun, kind of
Okay.
thing. So it's not really as bright as the sun, right? But you say it to make the language more interesting to listen
Yeah.
to. Okay, so
And here's the question. Which one? As I remember, there is only one. See whether Miss Thornton is awesome.
I think it would be here, tireless advocate for women's hockey. So in this sentence, is that right? Am I missing something?
No, you got it.
I got it? Okay.
Yes.
I don't want to be
Excellent.
tricked. Okay, tireless. Okay, she's a tireless advocate for women's hockey.
Yes.
All right,
So,
so-
this is the answer.
All right.
Okay. So the fourth language features. Okay, and then the next one. We can writing use the past tense, active voice, adverbs of manner, preposition of time, place, and movement. But this time you just need to underline present tenses in green. Okay.
Present
Remember
tense.
to read the question, the instruction carefully. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, present tense. There are lots of.
Yeah.
So maybe I say
I
that
think we can all agree.
Thing.
I think, right? Present tense
is
Anytime you see is,
present tense.
right?
Thing
I
again.
think. Haley is that actively encourages young girls and women.
Is.
Haley is, so present tense.
How about here?
Actively encourages. That means
Encourages.
encourage, right? It's not a D, so encouraged is past tense. Encourages is happening now.
Yeah, present tense.
Right?
And she is a tireless, and also
Advocate.
I'm proud.
I am
so
so proud.
Okay, so
Proud
we
of
call
my
this
friend.
as present tense.
Yes.
And actually the answer is here. You can see, I think we can all agree. Okay, agree is also.
Yeah.
We missed this one.
We missed that one.
Okay, so in total there should be 8. You can spot on this paragraph.
Yeah.
All right now, and the last one, the last language feature of a personal speech. Okay, the present tense to talk about some reflections, your own reflection. And And here is the only. She is a tireless advocate. Okay, I just gave you the answer because you don't need to underline this in this part. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So 6 features. Okay. Bear in mind when you write your personal speech. Okay.
Right.
Bear in mind you should use this language features. All right now, and let's move on to the second part that you are going to do the writing. And here is the questions. And a very easy task. You just only write 125 words. Okay, for this.
125 words. And the question: you are a member of your school video gaming club, and recently organized your school's first esports tournament. You are giving a speech at the school's weekly assembly about the experience. Talk about how you got involved in organizing the esports tournament. Highlight from the experience of organizing the tournament and what organizing the tournament has meant to you. Oh, big sentences.
Yes.
Oh my, this is Form 4, not Form 1.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So,
and bear in mind, every time when we write a letter, bear in mind, most of the time we use Chris Wong in our HE.
introduce yourself as
Yeah.
Chris Wong. Oh,
Chris
what
Wong.
about the female students? They have to pretend that Chris Wong.
Yeah, Chris can
Don't do
be
that.
male or female.
Ah,
Yeah,
really?
in some sense.
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I would pick Pat. Pat's a better name. Patrick and Patricia. But that's okay. So you are a member of your school video game club. All
Okay,
right.
now, so there are 9 boxes in your textbook on page 120. Try to help
Right.
you, okay, when you start to write this speech, there are some questions to guide you, okay?
Well, it's right here too. You are giving a speech. So it's telling you what you have to talk about here, right? Talk about how you got involved,
Yes.
right? So
Let's, test type.
test type.
What is the test type?
Is it informal or formal?
No, we're not talking about this.
Oh, we're not. We're talking about a personal speech. Oh.
Yes, it is a
Oops.
personal,
A personal speech.
Okay. And then, have you got the answer?
Hopefully, a personal speech. Write that down. All
And then
right.
the second one,
Because it's about your personal life, right?
okay, type of writing. We try to recount something, okay, you have organized
Right.
an esports tournament. So you need to recount, okay, the thing that you have done.
Right.
So we can say, we say,
Recount.
recount writing. And then the next one, is this a topic or a topic,
I
formal or
skipped ahead.
informal?
Formal or informal? I skipped
Okay,
ahead.
where the speech you deliver in school or for this, we say that you deliver the speech in the school hall.
In the school hall. So,
Private or public? It's hard to say.
it is. It depends on the school.
Yes.
And, you know, at first you think video games probably informal.
Yeah.
But because it's in front of the school and your
Yeah.
teacher is watching, you might want to be formal.
Yes.
A good word would be semi-formal, which is somewhere in the middle of formal and informal. All right?
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know that. See? Oh, I give myself a pat on the back for making a good guess. Semi-formal. There you go. I didn't
Alright.
see this one slide. I skipped that. All right.
So we say that this is a public speech because you just you speak to the other students or
Yeah.
other classmates or teachers or even principal or school may invite some parents.
Yes.
Okay, so we say that it is a public,
Formal,
formal,
semi-formal.
semi-formal.
The reason why it falls into, you might say, well, why would you have semi-formal? Generally because of the type of topic that it is. Because video games is not really that serious,
Mhm.
and because it's your personal experience, then it sort of falls from formal down a step. If you were talking about COVID-19, right? If you were
Oh.
talking about the virus, then it's definitely formal
Formal.
because you want everybody to take what you're saying very, very seriously. But with semi-formal, you might talk about some funny things that happen with video games, so then it's not quite as serious, right? All right, so that's the main difference between formal and semi-formal.
And Ms. Dawson, can you give us some informal example, informal speech?
Well, informal is, you wouldn't do this in front of the whole school.
Mhm.
some of you, when you were in primary school, you might have had what do they call that? My brain is not working. When you bring an item from your home, like your favorite teddy bear,
Yeah.
and you sit in front of the class and tell everybody about your teddy bear because you loved him. What do we call that? That's sharing or something. It's like a sharing activity. I can't remember the name for it, but those would be informal. Okay, so you might bring an item from home and tell the class about your favorite toy or your favorite video game.
Just similar to our short talk, we say that a short talk to
A short
classmate
talk,
in
2 minutes,
Yeah.
3 minutes. Yeah.
and we say this is informal. Or sometimes, how about a wedding banquet?
Yeah, a
or
wedding,
banquet?
yeah, of course we did that last week. We
Yeah.
talked about informal. So, but even then, it depends on who's giving the talk,
Yes.
right? So if it's the best man, it will be an informal speech
Okay.
because you're telling funny stories about the groom, the
Mhm.
husband, right?
Yeah.
So that would be an informal speech.
Okay.
Okay, but you'd still dress well. Of course, you're going to be dressed well at a wedding, right? So you
Right.
dress formal, but the speech is informal.
Okay.
It's quite confusing, actually. You really gotta
Dress formal means that for example, I need to wear my shoes.
tuxedo.
Okay, tuxedo with the tie.
Yeah.
Okay, this is formal. Informal.
But you can
maybe-
still give an informal speech with all that dress. So yeah, that's
But then how about the dress if I say a casual dressing?
casual, like Mr. Austin is right now. I wear this because even though I'm teaching you a lesson, that's okay because we're just teachers, right? So
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Interesting words.
yes.
And next one, who am I? Very easy in this question, you know that.
Chris Wong.
Yes.
You're Chris Wong. Right? So,
Okay.
a member of
And also you are a member of my school video game club. Okay,
Right.
your gaming club. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you are Chris Wong. And this
Right.
is your role. Okay.
That's
A
right.
member. And next one. Who is the audience? Audience. Maybe we need to explain this one
Well,
to our students
Really,
first.
the audience is anyone who's listening to the speech, right? It's everyone who listens to you.
And now you are the audience. If you're watching online,
right.
yes, you are the audience of our
Us.
lesson. Yes, yes.
Sorry for you. Oh, that's okay.
So all 4A students, 4B and 4C students, and
Yes.
you are the audience now.
In theory. All right.
Okay. So but for the question, who will be the audience?
People interested in the video games, in the
Yes.
members of the video gaming club.
But do you remember the place or the venue of the speech?
I can't remember. What was the
It
name?
is at school.
It's at school.
So
Students.
yes, of course, students. Who
And
else?
teachers.
Teachers.
Maybe the principal.
Yes. Okay. Students and teachers attending the school weekly assemblies.
Right.
Okay, we need to go back to the question because it talk about you're going to give the speech in a weekly assembly.
Weekly assembly.
Weekly
You have
assembly.
to remember.
The term.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Weekly assembly.
Assembly means get together. All the students get together in the hall, right?
Yeah.
So anytime you get together in the hall, that's an assembly.
And sometimes we may invite some guests to give us the talk.
Actually, the root word is assemble together, right?
Yeah,
So
something
right now in
together.
Hong Kong, you're not allowed to assemble in groups of more than 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not allowed to assemble, get together in groups of more than 4 for right now, right?
Yeah. Some elderly they got fined. I
Yes.
believe yesterday
and-
or 2 days ago.
And actually in my country, my province of British Columbia, they are now fining you 25,000 Canadian dollars.
For what?
25,000 times 6 if you are out of the house and not doing something you're supposed to be doing, like you should be going out to shop and then go home, not spending time with others. And you can also go to jail.
Wow.
So it's a lot of money. 20,000
But in Hong Kong,
times 6 is 150,000 Hong Kong dollars. So it's a
because I
lot.
know that in Hong Kong, we just if people violate the law, they just fined for 2,000 Hong Kong dollars.
Well, that's not very much, right? If you're a rich man,
Yes.
what do you care? 2,000 is nothing, right? This is why I don't like fines, because fines punish poor people, but
Yes.
they don't punish rich people, because rich people don't care. So they get to do everything they want, but poor people, they are hurt more with the money, right? So this is why I like Singapore, because you do something bad there, they hit you with the stick. And if you are rich or you are poor, it still hurts you if you get hit with the
Okay,
stick.
let's get
Anyway, back to assemble. Don't do
Okay.
this right now. Okay.
Weekly assembly. In our school, we usually had our weekly assembly on Friday.
Yes,
Okay,
every Friday.
after the night period.
Yep.
And then the next one, what is the contest? What have you done? You have organized,
Yeah, you organized the.
what's that?
I can't remember. I'm talking about something.
Your school's first esports tournament. Okay.
This is
So this is the content, okay, that you need to share or deliver your speech.
right.
And if you remember, you got 3 goals that you have to talk about in your speech. The first goal. See whether you can remember.
No, I.
Okay, you need to explain how I got involved in organizing the event.
That's right.
Okay, you need to tell the
So
others.
what made you decide to start this this event in the first place? What
Yes.
was your inspiration? All right.
Inspiration.
Big word.
Difficult
Inspiration means what made you want to do this.
Yes.
Okay. What? Yeah, that's good.
Because you have to do more. If you really want to deliver a speech, it means that you need to do more.
Yeah.
And then the second goal is give highlights of the experience of organizing the events. Okay, talking about the
Yeah. Highlights means all the best things about
Yeah.
something. Highlights. Okay.
and then the next one. Explain what organizing the event has meant to me. Has meant to me.
Right.
Is it meaningful?
Yeah, what have you learned from doing this, right? Explain what organizing the event. So, what has it done for you personally? Okay.
Yes.
What is it? How has it made you a better person? Maybe you learned how to be more organized because you had to plan something. You know, I used to always say the best way to learn something is to teach something. So if you're having trouble with one of your subjects, the best way to learn, especially for math, is to show somebody else how to do the math problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then by doing that, you become better at learning as well, because you have to teach somebody else, okay?
Yes.
So that's sort of what this is about.
So, and this is the question box you have to fill in, and I'll let you have a look one more time and try your very best to, if you like, you may copy it down. Okay, test type, we say this is a personal speech. And writing, type of writing, we say recount writing.
Recount.
Okay, and then next one.
Do they know what recount means? Do they know the definite recount
Maybe
something?
you need to explain. this a
Yeah,
little
because
bit
you know
better.
the word count. Count 1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5,
2,
6,
3,
7, 8. You count
Yeah.
something, right? Recount means to go back and do it again. Okay, so usually the word recount is when you have an election
Yes.
and they count all the votes, and then if the votes are too close between the two people
Yeah.
running,
They have to recount.
recount all the votes a second time to make sure that they're right, all right, so that they elect the right person. So recount writing is the same sort of thing. Somebody has to sit down and retell
Mhm.
events that got that person to this point.
Retell the events.
Retell the events is
Okay.
actually a little bit better than recount writing, but they don't want to say retell because it takes up more words.
Okay.
Recount is easier.
And for this, the speaker, he has to recount his experience about the tournament, the
Yes.
esports tournament.
He does.
Okay. And private or public, formal or informal, and we have already gone through this.
Yep, definitely public.
And
Formal, semi-formal.
yes.
All right.
And you remember you're a member of your school's video gaming club, and you're Chris Wong.
Chris Wong.
Okay. And the audience, students, teachers. Okay.
Attending the weekly assembly. That's the audience. All right.
Okay. And also the contest.
I recently organized my school's first
First.
e-sports
Okay.
tournament. First.
first ever.
You guys should think about running an e-sports tournament when you come back
Yeah,
to
maybe
school
the
next year.
student
or
unions.
Whenever.
Okay. Yeah, the
Yeah.
committee of student union.
It
We
sounds
need to
like
think about
fun.
this.
It actually sounds like this would be fun.
Yeah. And next one is first goal. Remember, this is most important thing that you need to explain and deliver in your speech. And the first goal, you need to explain how you got involved in organizing the events. And then the second is highlights of the experience of organizing the events. And next one is what organizing the events has meant to you.
Right.
What have you learned from organizing these events? Okay, now, and my map, there are 3 bosses. My first goal, how I got involved in the tournament, and it is any possible answer.
Yeah.
I guess at first you should love esports, otherwise you don't care about those.
Yeah, how I got involved. First, you have to see this somewhere.
Yeah,
You have to see the esports someplace, how it works.
but
And
before you see it, of course you must love, otherwise you won't take time or bother to see
Right.
the tournament.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing you must love,
Video games.
yeah, video games.
You have to like video games first and foremost.
And then you say that's the second point.
And then you have to like competing
yeah,
against other people because it's a tournament and you want to compete, right?
and you want to win.
And you want to win and you can win money. So a lot of people have different reasons for doing things. You might not like video games, but you might like money. And if you're good at the hand-eye coordination, you might say, well, I don't really like that particular game, but I'm good at video games and I like money, so I'm going to join up.
So
Alright.
you must love and you have watched some,
Yes.
and also you like to compete or you
And
like to
compete,
win.
You like to win.
Okay.
So love playing video games.
Maybe one of the.
Watch the professional esports tournament. They're on TV.
Yes.
I've never really watched one. Have you watched one?
No, but
No.
I guess we can
I
watch
suppose
it
we
easily.
should. We should, yeah. Go on the
YouTube,
internet.
yeah.
YouTube.
And of course, you must
want
want to hold
A tournament at school. I mean, of course, students want to play video games at school. They don't want to learn English and math. They want to
Yeah.
play. So I understand. Anything's better than school, right? I
It take
know.
times.
I know.
It take times for them to prepare or organize
Yes.
the tournaments.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work, and you'll use your languages and you'll use your mathematics maybe to set this up, and your computer, of course, your computer skills,
Yeah, and
to be able to set this up so that it'll work, so that when you run the tournament, that the computers will work, the Wi-Fi will work, everything will work. You don't want everybody to come and then it doesn't work, then it's no good.
And
right?
so I think that it is difficult.
It
Even
is.
teachers try to organize a tournament. I
I
think
know.
it is a very complicated task to do.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's fun if it works.
So this is only our suggestion. You may use
Yeah.
it or not.
You
okay?
can use other ideas.
The first one, love playing video games, of course, and then show your passion about the games.
And you know, to make this a little better, it's always helpful to try to use a specific example. So
What do you mean by specific?
It means to use an example. So when you say love playing video games, well, you got to remember it's a tournament. So it would help to say, have a line here, comma, such as,
Okay.
and then name maybe the most popular
LL, I remember,
LL.
is League of Legends.
League of Legends or whatever it is that you're going to turn it. Maybe Fortnite is popular in the States, I think. I don't know if you can do an e-tournament with it.
Uh-huh.
In Korea,
Not
what's
sure.
that? StarCraft. It's called StarCraft. I remember being in Korea and they had whole rooms of people playing StarCraft.
Okay.
So, and I still think they still play it, but it's like probably StarCraft 4 by now or something. So try to use an example like such as to give an example of what you're talking about. Because not everybody, like, I might not know. A video game to me is Pac-Man.
Yeah.
There's no tournament for that. Okay. Actually, there is. There are tournaments for Pac-Man.
Really?
Yes. There is a
What?
movie. There is a movie called
Yeah, I know that.
King of Kong, and they have people that are the best in the world at Pac-Man, and they compete with each other. And Donkey Kong. If you ever see Donkey Kong, do you remember Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, you have to save the princess from the donkey, anyway, or the King Kong. Anyway, it's the hardest video game in the world to play. Even now, it's still the hardest game. So they have people who challenge each other to these tournaments. And you have to be good at calculus and physics to be able to get to the very top.
Okay.
So,
Be more specific.
be specific.
Yeah.
And then older people like me know what you're talking about. And then even still, you can explain what the game is, the gist of the game.
And then the next one, what a professional esports tournament.
That's important.
Such as, again.
Yes, such as maybe name the name of the e-tournament, like what's it called, what country it's in, if it's in Korea or if it's in Hong Kong, and then maybe describe that a little bit, okay?
And then this, you can give a lot of reasons why you want to
Hold a tournament at
at
school.
school.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 reasons are usually good. I always like to say 3 things, right? What are 3 things? It's good for education.
How?
It's good for student interest.
Okay.
Well, you might say that the tournament is good for learning languages or competition with other students, how to be a good winner, how to be a good loser, that kind of thing.
Or you may say that just a kind of activities after examination.
Right.
Okay. Try.
Relax the mind, right? That's a good one too.
Yeah, this may be the reason. So this is the first goal you have to.
Learning with fun.
Yes.
You know, learning with fun day. It has to be fun though. It's important. All right.
Okay, the next one. Okay, and the second goal, highlights from the experience of organizing of the tournament. What should be the highlights? Maybe you talk about how many students join this tournament.
Yeah.
And,
How successful the tournament was.
and
What are the best parts of the tournament?
yes.
What went well, right?
And also you may like to talk the place you held in the school. And
Oh yeah, of course. How many
students committed.
Yeah,
And also you may talk about large number of viewers.
that's true too. Yeah, that's how you know if it was successful. If nobody shows up, it wasn't very successful.
Yeah.
The idea wasn't good if nobody comes.
But you need to make the number realistic. You can't say, there are 10,000 students.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the hall is not big enough to.
Yeah. Well, you have to count how many students come in, right? You can run a counter, check, tick, 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 tick. Then you know how many came.
Okay, so you may. Is it possible to give some touching story when you're trying to give the highlights?
Well, you could list some event that happened, like if something funny happened, or if something really good happened. I don't know what it would be for this though. But
Okay.
any exceptional, any interesting story that happened along the way.
All right. And the next, maybe you can also talk about the time, the days, okay? Because we talk about the place, and
Right.
we
But
use
try to get all that done in one sentence because it's not that interesting. You want your speech to be
because
interesting.
we try to
So-
recount something, then we need to
Yeah.
use the 5 question.
Right. Who, what, where, when, why, how.
Yeah.
All right.
So for
So
this
where
one,
it was in the school at lunchtime for 2 hours.
and the day maybe after
And the day.
after the school examination.
Right.
And you talk about the people, the
Yeah, 100 people showed up. A lot of viewers showed up.
yes,
All right.
and why.
And then one highlight, something that was really good that happened. All right.
Okay, so the last the next
Maybe all the girls won. The girls team might have beat all the boys team, and you think maybe,
Yeah.
you know, back in when I was a kid, mostly boys played video games. Girls thought video games were stupid. Times have changed, all right? Girls like video games now. So, in my time, if girls beat boys at video games, that would be a big highlight, something to talk about. Wow, in a surprise,
Yes.
the girls beat the boys at the video games. So, that wouldn't be so big now because girls like playing video games too.
But it seems that boys still
Play more of this,
Yeah.
right? So it
because
would
we can see
be.
from the tournament, most of them are male.
That's
or
right.
boys.
But if you look at the audience, I've seen a lot of girls in the audience
Yeah,
cheering.
yeah.
And I do know that girls play and have the headset. You know, I know boys who get the girlfriend from playing the video game. So anything can happen. Now you can't see anybody. So the only way you can date is to play the video game.
Okay.
Right?
Dates online.
Online video game dating. You should make an app. That's the way to do
Okay,
it.
and then the last part or for the speeches, you need to say something why it is meaningful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, try to, again, same thing, try to say 3 things,
You
why
learn.
this is meaningful, what you learned from it.
Maybe I can say that I learn teamwork.
Teamwork,
I can do it alone.
yeah.
I need other teammates to help me. What else? Can you think about?
You learn leadership skills, the skills
Yes.
you personally learn. You're the one that's running it, so you're going to learn some things from it. How to disagree with others,
Yeah.
how to
Politely.
overcome disagreements. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, learn to overcome obstacles, which would be disagreements, probably.
Yeah.
Things you don't agree on.
And because I know that when
I
you
want
got
to
a
make a
team-
baseball tournament, but Stephen wants to make a football tournament. Then we have to
make compromise.
make a compromise by having 2 tournaments. I don't know, right? We
So-
choose basketball in the end.
Yeah, we need to try to spend time with the teammates and try to explain that your ideas, and then what you have learned is share passion with classmates.
That's
Share
right.
your passion about the esports tournament with your classmates, and this may be the thing that you can talk about in the 3rd part of your speech. Okay, now, so just have a look on it one more time before we go to the last part. Okay, bear in mind the first goal, you need to talk about why or how you got involved in the tournament and give the reason and be more specific, as Mr.
Yeah.
Olsen mentioned about. Okay, talking about the games and the tournament and the reasons. Maybe you give 2 or 3 reasons why you want to hold the tournament at school.
Right.
And then the second goal is highlights, and then you talk about, you just remember to answer the 5 WH question and how question, then you can finish this part.
Yeah.
Okay?
Who, what, why, where, when,
And
how.
how, okay?
Right.
And give some highlights. And the last part is what it is meaningful. There are, of course, many different answers or reasons you can say about that. Learn about teamwork, learn leadership, and learn to overcome obstacles, and share passion with your classmates. And all this may be your, help you to complete your speech. Now, have a look on page 111. 121, there are 5 guiding questions or statements to help you. The first one, read the audience appropriately and give the reason for your speech. How can we start a speech?
Okay, so this is on your page 121 again.
Yeah.
And so what will you say? Of course, good morning or good afternoon.
Yes.
All right. Or if it's not, you could just say hello everyone too, right?
Because this is
something different.
semi-formal.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we'll say,
semi-formal, you might stick with good afternoon, everyone. All right. So
Okay.
good. We'll say good morning. We'll pretend it's in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. My name. Okay. So when you do this speech, you have to remember that you're not just writing this down. You're going to give a speech. So you
Yes.
have to try not to talk like a robot.
In a monotone.
It is boring. Yes.
Yeah.
No monotone. Don't be a Dalek. All right. Good morning. My name is Chris Wong, and I am a member of the School Video Gaming Club. I would like to talk about the time I helped to organize the school's first ever esports tournament last December. All right.
Sorry for the last part, I won't show you. Okay?
All right, that's fine. I
Yeah.
gave the answer. That's okay. I
And-
can read it from the screen back there, so I don't have to hold this up. Because you want to make eye contact.
Yes.
You also don't want to do what I just did, which is blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Right? When you give a speech, you got to remember you're writing the answers down on your paper, but you want to remember that for a speech you're going to use the 3.5 inch,
Yeah,
whatever,
it's more
5.
card.
I say inch. That's terrible. It should be centimeters. You know, I'm from Canada, so we use centimeters and inches, and we just use both. But of course, in Hong Kong, centimeters, right? So
Okay.
how big is the card roughly? I can't remember in centimeters. But you know the speech card.
Or the SBA.
And you don't want to write all this down. You don't want to write "Good morning, my name is Chris Wong" because you already know your name. You don't need to say, I have to write "Good morning" down. What's my name? I forgot. You're not going to forget. So instead of writing a whole bunch of sentences on those cards, don't do that. When you do the speech, you just write 1 or 2 words. Like you'll say, you won't even write this introduction. you might just write the word intro, I-N-T-R-O.
And then you can start
And then
your
you
speech.
should be able to think from your own head, how am I going to introduce this? And you're going to just say all this from your head. You don't have to read it. So you would stand up and you would say, good morning everyone, my name is Mr. Austin, and I'm a member of the school video gaming club, and I would like today to talk about whatever I'm going to talk about. Running an esports tournament.
Yes.
Okay,
So eye contact and body gesture.
body gestures, and try to do the intro from your head.
Mhm.
Then the second part is harder, because now you got to give out specific information.
Okay,
That
tell
you
the
have to write
audience
down.
how and why you got involved in the esports tournament. And
Right.
do you remember the previous slide we just give you some hints on doing this part? So tell the audience how and why.
Right.
And examples?
So then you'll talk, so in this part you'll say, you might write to yourself, involved. Just this word. How I got involved? Involved. So that's the only word you might have to write. And then the rest you might be able to make up out of your head. Now that's for an advanced speaker. You still might want to write down some examples.
Like playing.
Okay, love playing games, okay, or love playing video games. Watching professional esport tournament
And you may
online
talk
2 years ago. So for this one, you might just say, you might write down, love playing video games, online tournaments. I realize that video games could be a serious sport, okay? So
Yeah.
you just write one word and then try to remember, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. That way you're not reading from the cards. You're looking out at the people,
Okay.
all right? Very important.
And can you show us how to do this for the second time?
Difficult. Okay, I love playing video games. After watching a professional esports tournament online 2 years ago, I realized that video gaming was exciting
Okay.
and thrilling. And then you might go on, and then you might have to look down for a second at your cards, and you say, oh, and people take it seriously as a sport. So that experience led me to want to run an e-sports event at my school. Okay? Something like that.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And then the next one, tell
Tell
the
the
audience
audience.
some highlights of the tournament. And many of my classmates.
Yeah, so many of my classmates expressed interest in esports tournament. And we were able to convince the principal to let us hold it in the school hall. Okay? The event attracted over 100 participants and had a large amount of viewers. All right? So I'm not looking down at my card too much. Just a little bit and then look back up. All right? Now to be fair to all of us, no one is perfect at public speaking, right? You always see like Barack Obama. He's a very good public speaker. But you have to remember, he has a video screen out there. You don't see the video screen, but he can read off. The words are coming up on the video screen, and he is reading off of them. But he might have 2 or 3, so he's got one over here, one in the center, one to the right. So when he is giving a speech, he can look at all 3 of them. So then his face is looking in all directions, and you think it's all coming from his brain, but it's not. It's coming from what they call a teleprompter. All right? So don't feel bad if you have to look down a little bit, because you don't have the technology to be having these big, expensive machines.
And I also think that it is not a good idea to try to memorize all your scripts.
No, you should always have your notes, because some people are very good at memorizing,
Yeah.
and then they can speak. But you will get nervous at some point, and you might, oh, what am I supposed to say next?
Yeah.
If you have the cards and you've been flipping them over and you just glance down, look at a word, the one word should get your brain to, okay, I need to talk about this. So having some notes is still, you need to have some notes, all right?
Okay.
All right.
All right. And
Especially on your exam. You know, the DSE exam.
the
Have your
SBA,
notes,
yeah.
right? They're important. All right.
And tell the audience what the tournament has meant to you.
Yeah, so personal experience.
Yeah.
So you would say, oh, organizing the event taught me a lot about teamwork and overcoming obstacles. It has also helped me, what? I have to look down at my notes because, it has also helped me share my passion for esports with my classmates. All right, and whatever other ideas that you can think of, okay? All right.
And then there's no answer for this part. Close the speech appropriately.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening to my
Yeah.
speech. I always find that a little boring, but it's okay. It's a standard.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to my speech. Okay, it's a
Yeah.
bit boring. If you can think of better ideas, this is something you could work on.
But bear in mind you should.
But it has to be correct. So
Yeah,
if you don't know
appropriately.
how to do it, just copy the,
Yeah.
do the Hong Kong easy answer. Thank you for listening to my speech. But if you have a better idea, it's good too.
Yes.
All right.
All right, and
You might add something to it. You might just say, thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you learned something about running esports tournaments from my presentation. So you're adding a sentence, it adds a little bit more.
or you can make a wish that
Yeah.
next year there will be another tournament and
Yeah,
try
talk
to-
about next year. Please join me in coming up with another esports tournament for next school year.
Yes.
That would be very good.
So this is the way to close the speech.
Right.
And now we have done this, and the last part, okay, today, and again, your homework, you have to submit it next Tuesday, and you need to write a personal speech, and the question actually is the question we just,
At the beginning.
yeah, and it is on page 111, and the date I...
121.
Oh, sorry, not next Tuesday, 2 weeks later, okay, 121, 20th of
okay.
April, okay?
All right.
And that's it for today's lessons, and
Right.
we're waiting for your speech.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
be safe, everybody, okay? Make sure you're washing your hands for 20 seconds. Every time you wash your hands, try to use hot water. You know, not very many places have hot water. Hot water is better than cold water.
And also bear in mind, stay home and stay healthy.
Stay home. Eat your vegetables. Don't forget your vegetables. I'm going to be your mother. Eat
Okay.
your vegetables. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.